Good morning, everyone. I wanted to share a piece on Scukom and their beliefs concerning the death of a child who has drowned. Now, this ceremony was described to me by Jenjin. I found evidence of it in 2021. Yes, these are cow bones. They were probably stolen from a local farmer who, farms animals for his neighbors and butchers them for them. So this kanji is a prayer, but I'm going to back up to the beginning of this story. So the child that drowned was a girl. Her mate will never happen. Her mating. That is the first element of the story. She'll never become an adult. This is a trimmer. It's a bone knife. You can see hair present. They eat deer during a mourning ceremony, just like a wedding. This sort of little knife is used to cut the hair from the deer before it is roasted. Jenjin said that her little sister drowned, and that the ceremony that they conducted was very similar to this, including the burnt walnut. A burnt walnut indicates a passing on of a child before its time. The thistle, which was laid for her sister who drowned, is laid by the mother. Now this is shared by both the Scukom people and the Oh'ma people. The thistle is all of the things the child will never flourish at. They'll never learn to sing. They'll never learn to create something. It will never be. So a dried thistle is used to indicate a passing of beauty, so to speak. Beauty of life. This is the mock of the child's body because this child's body was never found. I think this is very similar to what happened with Jenjin's little sister. Her little sister was supposedly taken by the Winagapi, a giant otter, and they laid an effigy in grass, like this one, because the body was gone. They say the prayer. This I can only translate in two directions. I haven't been able to get the other two sides to translate. But translating it this direction represents the divine feminine. Mother, creation, birth. From this side, going this way, it's a prayer for the child's soul. I can't get this or this direction to translate, so I am not sure what the rest of this ceremonial kanji might say. This is a pair of bones. I just took a picture of them because there was kanji in the middle. The whole passing on thing. The fact the child will never trade. The things they will never have. The feasts they will never partake in is represented in this way, according to Jenjin. She described that the name of the child would have been placed. I haven't been able to find anything except Jing, so I assume this is a girl. And there is another indicator that also says this was a girl. The crooked life. Jenjin said that the path of life can either be straight and direct, or it can be crooked and wrong. This child will never have those bad or good experiences. A rock had been moved. Jenjin claimed that a rock being moved during this ceremony is the path of life. There was also usually a trench dug. What was left next to the rock are little elements of a nut, and I think it was a mushroom, if I remember right, these two little things here. So, you know, the food sources she'll never eat kind of thing. The meals she'll never have. Another kanji. This one I can't get to translate at all. Maybe our dictionaries don't have the words for this particular kanji. And it is sideways. I think it's actually this direction. I'm going to try again, though, because I've learned a little bit more about how to deal with these languages since I took these pictures in 2001. More bones. Just, you know, Jenjin said that the feasts of life are never had with a child that has gone. And they always term death as gone. So bones are scattered. Sometimes they'll be just dispersed or put in a half circle to state that the circle of life is broken before the child ever became an adult. Now this is unique. She told me about this. She said that the leg bones would be placed and that the straw, or what would be considered a straw to drink from, would be placed with an element for a tool. Now these elements are here in this picture, and evidently they represent the same things that she was talking about. So the two lower leg bones is that the child will never stand. They don't consider a child healthy until they can stand. Another angle, looking at the straw. More bones left. It's the same sort of thing. I just took another picture from a different angle. This is the bones in a half circle. Broken. No life. Taken from a different angle. The trades that will never occur. The paths that will never be walked. Because you are bones. You cannot go further. You're on the other side. This is another kanji element that represents the same sort of thing. You know, this you now understand is path. Broken path, like broken eagle. No path in life. This is the trench dug. The child's effigy is there. And there is a dirt clod here to represent that she's gone. Sometimes it'll be a stone. Sometimes a dirt clod. Depends on the custom. This is where the parents mourned. They sat facing each other. It looked like they were holding each other arm in arm. This is a representation of the child's womb. She was a girl. She'll never have children. So there's an effigy laid out to represent that her fertility is lost to the group. And the straw, again, turned over. There is a better image of it. So these are carved. There was no hole put in the end because you'll never sip from it. But the rest of the elements where you'll stick the straw into the water to drink fresh water from below, swamp water. And this side had been bitten. Now, Jenjin said that she bit the straw of life. I'm assuming this is what she meant, because she volunteered to place the mask underwater where her sister had drowned. So evidently the Scukom have a similar practice to the Oh'ma. and that one of them has to volunteer to put the mask underwater where the child drowned in order to scare the Winnegapi away. Another angle of it. And yes, there are saw marks on it, but I think they stole these bones from, like, the neighbor. Normally there would be a hole in this end, but there isn't, because you cannot drink if you are not alive. Another angle of it. And this is a little sippy cup. It is the this little bone right here is a sippy cup. I think I have a better picture somewhere, but I don't have it in this sequence. It is the top of a femur bone, bottom. It's the point where the knee connects. And what they do is they use it like a sippy cup. They hold the little groove area and they carve out the central point, kind of like they do the straw. Jenjin said that normally these bones would be gathered right after the birth of a child. They would leave the marrow in the end piece, and then they would boil it in a pot to create bone broth. And the first meal that they have other than milk is bone broth. And I think this mother fainted because there are drag marks to where she sat. Again, family members sitting in little squished down spots, group, all kind of together, consoling each other, it looked like. Another little angle of the sippy cup, not a very good one. Again, where the parents were sitting, locked arm in arm and leg. And the mother, this is the effigy of the child. Jenjin said that all of the direct family members laid sticks on the effigy of her little sister, so I'm assuming a similar thing was done here, because there are sticks present. And then this is again the sit spots. And the mother pounded the ground with her hands and then twisted the grass. Jenjin said that the mourning process takes 3 days and that if you do not cry for your child, you do not miss your child. Therefore, you do not care if it is brought back in a reincarnation. So you are always obligated to cry for your children.